Hey guys, it's Katrina here. I wanted to tell you guys about a story about something recent that happened to me. It's also part of the video response contest for Amazing Fail for the Fail Embarrassing Moment. So anyway, I live in the US and I'm not sure if they do this in the UK, but in the US they have a blood bank so that people can donate blood. And they have these blood bank buses that go around to different businesses or schools and different things, and people can come in and give blood while they're at school or at work or in the neighborhood anyway. So there was one at the college that I go to, and I knew about it ahead of time. They sent us all an email. They said they were giving away a free movie ticket if you give blood. I've done it before, so I figured why not? Let me jump on that bandwagon. And I go to school, and I did eat that day. I had a steak and pineapple and peanut butter and jelly sandwich and plenty of orange juice and water. Anyway, so I go, and all my stuff was okay. My iron was good, blood pressure, pulse, whatever they take. It was all good, and I'm giving blood, and I'm doing good still, and drinking some cranberry juice while I do it. And then at the end, when you're all done and they remove the needle, then they put a little swab on the hole where the needle was, and you hold your hand above you, and you just hold it there until they bring the bandage. Anyway, so during this process, they are always asking you, how are you feeling? Are you doing okay? And as soon as I put my hand up, my head starts to spin, and I knew it. It's happened to me before where I get lightheaded and then they just cool you down and you're good, and I've been okay. But anyway, so I felt lightheaded, and the people in the bus literally take a rag and squeeze ice cold water all down me, all down my chest. The only thing I was thinking was, thank God I was not wearing a white shirt that day because I still had to go to class. Anyway, so they pour the water all over me, and then they put rags on my forehead, the back of my neck. They knocked my shoes off and put it on my ankles, and I was freezing cold. I was wearing a tank top and shorts, so it was already cold because the blood bank bus is cold, and they poured this ice cold water on me, and I was freezing. And that's the whole point. They throw you back and have your feet at a higher level than your head and all that. And make sure I don't pass out. And they kept me awake, had me cough and all this stuff. Anyway, it happens all the time like this. You get lightheaded, and I didn't actually black out. It was okay. I sat there for a good 20 minutes. And then I had to go. I was all good. I thought I was good. And I head to class. And I walk there, and I'm fine. And I get to class. And of course it looked like I wet myself, as well as also the water all over my shirt. And so then I tell the students the story about, I'm okay, I just, felt lightheaded and they had to cool me down. And anyway, so it's still a few minutes till class, so I'm freezing. So I go to my car and I get my jacket and I come back, and then we start class, and the teacher's talking, shows a few little videos to open up. He shows little YouTube videos every once in a while to kind of just start class off with some positive notes, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, so then we start watching a real video for the class. It's my intro to audio production class, and we start watching the video, and I was cold the whole time, and then I start feeling really warm, and take the jacket off, and I remember thinking in my head, I don't feel good, I don't feel good, I need to tell somebody. And I think I actually voiced I don't feel good, I don't feel good, I don't feel good, but it was so soft compared to the noise of the movie, because this is an audio class, so we have good audio in there for the movie. Anyway, so no one can hear me. I'm saying I don't feel good. And anyway, so then I really start to not feel good. I feel like I'm gonna throw up. And I turn to the kid next to me, and I start stuttering as I'm talking, of course, to embarrass myself more. And I was like, I don't feel good. And that's really the last moment that I remembered, because then I blacked out. I was sitting down, so I didn't fall down, And when I regained consciousness, that kid I was telling I don't feel good was like holding on to me. I don't know if it was to make sure I didn't fall or what, but they also said I was shaking, so it could have been because of that. It wasn't a seizure, by the way. It was not a seizure, and I am okay at the end of the story. But as soon as it happened, I guess everyone thought I had a seizure, and one kid runs and tells security that I'm having a seizure, and it gets called in, and paramedics come. And when I regain consciousness, I still don't feel good, but I don't feel as bad. And someone mentioned something about lying down. I was like, no, I need to keep my eyes open. I remembered that, and I kept trying to like remind myself what I had to do. And I also forgot that I had to like lie down, put my feet above my head, but I was just remembering not to lie down because I don't want to sleep because I need to keep my eyes open. Anyway, so so I start to not feel good still, and I remember saying I feel like I'm gonna throw up, and someone, like the whole front row in front of me, like clears out, and then someone yells, grab the trash can, and I don't end up throwing up, thank God. And then one of the kids in the class works security at Disney, and he reminds me that I need to get my feet above my head, and so I lay down on the ground. By then, security has come over and started asking me all these questions, kick everyone but the teacher out of class, and start asking me more questions, and ask the teacher questions and have him fill out a report while all the class is sitting outside the classroom. And then the guy asked me if I've ever had a seizure before, and I'm very confused because I've never ever in my life had a seizure. And I was super confused. And then they mentioned something about a stretcher and paramedics. And apparently paramedics were on their way to bring a stretcher to haul me away. Anyway, the paramedics come. It wasn't as bad as they thought it was. They took all my vitals. They pricked me again, which is my least favorite part about giving blood, is them checking my iron. Ugh, it's the worst feeling in the world. Pretty close to a paper cut. Anyway. So they hook me up to that machine where they like hook the stickers to you. There's like 10 or 12. I don't remember what it's called. It's at the knee. It's like initial stuff. I don't know. Somebody knows what it is. Anyway, they kick everyone, like the security and the teacher, out. It's just the paramedics by then when they're doing all that stuff and checking all my vitals and making sure I'm okay. Anyway, so they basically told me I had to go home. I couldn't drive myself, so I had to call somebody to come get me. And they finally finish all their tests, and they say all my vitals are okay, I just can't drive, and then I need to go home, like I said. And anyway, so the class comes back in, and I tell the teacher, I'm like, yeah, I have to go home, can't really stick around for class. And the teacher's like, it's okay, I'm gonna send everyone home anyway. And so then, like, I seriously not only halted class, I canceled class. And I was so embarrassed because just from giving blood, like, I completely stopped class for all these people. And we were supposed to learn a lot of really fun stuff that day. I know not everyone likes school, but I do. We were supposed to learn how to solder that day. Yeah, we were supposed to, and all kinds of stuff. We didn't. Anyway, so I had my friend drive me home, and I was okay. They told me I had to go to the doctor, and I did, and I'm fine. It was I guess it's called vasovagal response. I'm probably pronouncing it wrong, but that's what it was. I'm okay so far. So anyway, it was super embarrassing. I went to class the next day, the next time we met, and some of the kids that weren't there were like, hey, what did we miss? Did we miss anything important? And all those things. Like, nope, you can thank this one here. And then I had to explain the story all over again. And then someone was like asking about the movie that we started watching because we finished it that class, and he was like, is it any good? I was like, I don't know, because I blacked out. He's like, must not have been that good. So anyway, it was quite funny, but embarrassing. And when we did watch the movie, I laid my head down, not to sleep, just to like lay my head down and be more comfortable. And the teacher comes up to me and it's like, I just want to make sure you're okay.